meeting with a much larger audience. And since Lieutenant Short could not be here for the meeting of the 22nd, we're doing a less formal presentation now because she's only home for a few days. With Lieutenant Short and her parents, Ellen and Edward Short, please come up here and we'll display the drawings here. As I've said so many times before, this all began on April 23, 2003, when the Board of Supervisors introduced our Northampton Patriots Flag Program to honor our Northampton residents serving in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Back then, we knew of 24 of our Patriots and residents, and as of today, due to the expansion of the program, we now know of 66. Behind the dais is a flag display holding both military and American flags. There are currently 65 of them. At one time, all were military flags, each representing the branch of service and identifying the resident with a yellow streamer with his or her name affixed to it. As each one returns home, and so far 59 have, we return his or her military flag and replace it with an American flag. After today, there will be 65 flags in our display, and on Wednesday, September 22nd, we will add a 66th flag, which will be an Army flag in honor of Army PFC Ryan Burke, who recently deployed to Afghanistan. Lieutenant Short, welcome home. You deployed to the combat vicinity of Yemen, Somalia, and Djibouti back in January aboard the USS Nassau. On March 24th, your mom and dad placed a Navy flag in our display in your honor. Back then, we said we couldn't wait for your safe return home, and that we can give you that flag back and replace it with an American flag. And that time has now arrived. So, Mr. Chairman, will you do the honors and put this American flag on display and present Lieutenant Short with their Navy flag.
Lieutenant, thanks for flying. Welcome home.
We also have a couple of more presentations to make. With Brian Schatz and Mike Gabriel come up here. I should speak a little louder so that the cameras might be able to pick that up.
Okay. Hi, my name is Brian Schatz. I work for State Representative Scott Patriot, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, so I'm here on his behalf. And I wanted to present you with a certificate of our appreciation for your service, and I'll read it. The Pennsylvania House of Representatives honors Navy Lieutenant Rebecca Short for your dedication to our country and for your patriotic service at a time of great need. Your dedication to the goal of keeping America free has served to earn you the title of Northampton Patriot. You are truly appreciated by the entire community. Thank you for your service.
I went to from Congressman Patrick Murphy's office, and I wanted to present you with a flag that's flown over the U.S. Capitol. I put this right here for you, and a certificate of its authenticity, and a letter of appreciation, a certificate of appreciation for your service. I want to welcome you home, and thank you for your service.
Rebecca has a cousin that was in the Air Force. I should say was. She still is, okay. And at that time was Lieutenant Colonel Carol Timmons, who was also honored with a flag presentation on August 13th, 2003, and was part of our inaugural flag ceremony, one of the initial 24 Patriots honored that day. Lieutenant, would you like to say a few words, tell us about your experience, and maybe fill us in about the pirate amputee, perhaps?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you all for coming, and I really appreciate appreciate you holding a special ceremony for me when it's not during the meeting. It's very much appreciated. I'm the Medical Administration Officer on the USS Nassau. We're homeported out of Norfolk, Virginia, which is where I'm going. We're going back out to sea on Monday morning, so we don't get much of a break after our deployment. But we left on January 18th of this year, and we thought we were going to be going to the Middle East right away, but the earthquake in Haiti happened, so we were diverted and went down to Haiti for 3 weeks. And there, I'm in the medical department, so we were able to see 15 Haitian patients while we were down there. One of them was a 2-day-old baby girl, and she came in this box, and it said, "Baby in box, do not throw away." So that was just startling for us to see that. And we were luckily able to reunite the baby with her mother, who was on the USNS Comfort, which is the Navy hospital ship down there. So that was on the news in Norfolk down there. That was a really big deal for us, and we were really happy to be able to do that. So after Haiti, we crossed the Atlantic, and we went through the Mediterranean and through the Suez, and from there we went into the Gulf of Aden, which is where we stayed for the next 4 months. The Gulf of Aden is between Yemen and Djibouti and Somalia. While we were there, my ship was actually tied. It held the record since World War II of the longest ship to not hit any port visits. So we went out to sea for 159 days. So that was 6 months without seeing land. If we hadn't gone down to Haiti, we would have hit some ports, but we didn't. So we were just floating around and doing boxes for about 4 months, so that was really challenging for us. And while we were there, we did do some counter-piracy operations. One of the pirate skiffs, I'm not sure why, but they fired on the USS Ashland, which was one of the ships out with us. And of course, the Ashland blew up their skiff, and there were 6 pirates on that skiff, and because we have a larger medical department, we got all 6 pirates on our ship. 3 of them went down to the brig, and 3 of them stayed up in medical. We had to amputate one of their legs, and I was actually fortunate enough, I don't know if it's fortunate or not, but I went to Djibouti, which is a small country in Africa, and got to carry this pirate's leg with me and transported it to the medical clinic there. So not many people can say they carried a pirate's leg to Djibouti, but that's something I'll always be able to say is my most interesting fact about me, I guess. But then we finally, after the pirate ordeal, we finally got our first port visit. We went down, we crossed the equator, so the Navy has a ceremony called a shellback ceremony. So we all became shellbacks across the equator, which was an interesting experience. And then we went down to the Seychelles, which is a tropical island. So that was our first port visit and very relaxing after not seeing land for 6 months. And then after there, we were back in the Gulf of Aden for a few weeks, and then came back up through the Suez, across the Mediterranean. We went to the port city of Rome for a couple days. That was our second port visit. And then we came home. And before we came home, we had the Marines from the 2-4 MEU were with us. We picked them up in Camp Lejeune. So we dropped them back off and came back to Norfolk. So it was a long deployment. It was definitely interesting. And I appreciate everyone for all their support back home. I don't think I could have done it without all the letters, care packages, and knowing that I had a flag here for me. So thank you all for your support.
Attachment here in Richborough. We also have veterans of both we met them earlier in the hall, of both the Navy and the Army in the audience that came here to see you. And also members or people that just work for the township that only take a lunch break and opportunity to come here. One thing I wanted to ask you, your mom sort of thought I got you in trouble at one point because when we did the flag ceremony back in March, I mentioned the USS Nassau and where you were, and I think, did you have a hard time with your commanding officer because that became public information?
I didn't get in trouble for that, but we're not allowed to let the ship know where we are at all times, so I was a little worried that it was going to come up. Luckily it didn't, so.
Well, I guess at this point, Ed or Ellen, would you like to say anything before Ellie this time?
No,
You must be proud.
I'm just so proud of my daughter, and I'm just very thankful she's home, and I just really appreciate all the support she's given, and I'm just really so glad to be able to honor everyone who serves their country in this way.
Very good. Mr. Chairman.
Lieutenant Short, I can't wait to see land after going overnight in a tuna fishing expedition. I couldn't imagine being out for that long. It's always interesting to hear the stories of the Patriots that do come back and they tell us what they did and how they served. Again, thank you very much for your service. We really appreciate you coming back and being able to tell your stories. And Peter, again, thank you very much for what you do for the flag program. Thank you again.
Our Patriots' lives are put on the line each and every day. Northampton and our country are proud of what our military is doing for the freedoms we enjoy here at home. We can't overlook the fact that one of our Patriots did not make it home safe and sound, and that, of course, was Bobby Lewandowski Jr. His American flag is the one here in the center, the black streamer, and we'll never forget that day. Hope we never have to remember something like that again. Thanks again to all who came. To you, Lieutenant Short, we wish you all the best. Thank you for your service. Be well, and God bless you and all of our troops. Now, you get a kiss this time. Kiss a Navy lieutenant. Thank you all for coming here. It was great that you took the time out. Thank you.